Good afternoon, fellow COM636 students and Dr. Brown. This is my short video accompanying my technological assessment, which I'll be submitting here shortly. This video is about how one or more types of communication technology or technologies are influencing my personal and professional life. In my assessment, I feel that digital communication, advances in technology, all serve to sort of boost my lanes of communication with those close and distant to me. But like with anything, there are certain pitfalls and drawbacks that I have to be wary of that came to light after the assessment. So I think looking at those closest to me, digital communication is sort of secondary to the face-to-face interaction and over-the-phone communication I have in the concentric circle sort of closest to me. With that said, even with those people closest, digital communication can sort of enhance the face-to-face communication that's taking place already. One of the sources I cited for my paper talked about even close familial relations using polymedia, is how they referred to it, to sort of enhance line of communications that were already open. So in my personal life, that would be sending my wife Instagram reels, messaging her. Although I see her every day, I still use digital communication as a viable way to get certain things across to her, as a way to communicate. With my sister, who does not geographically live near me, I call her all the time, but once again, digital communication offers a way, an asynchronous method of communication that's sort of easier because I can't see her every day. I'm not talking to her every day. Professionally at work, 90% of my job is communication. It is relaying vital information off the aircraft to friendly assets. Speaking plainly, our status, the status of the good guys, the status of the bad guys, where the submarines are, we can sort of see all that on our aircraft. And the onus is on us to simplify that information and then get that information off board the aircraft to relevant assets quickly. And digital communication is how we do it, whether it's through line of sight radios, chat rooms, several other methods. The digital communication is the backbone of how we get information off the aircraft. With that said, I feel like it's where digital communication is at its strongest. It's perfect for that scenario, but the kind of communication we're talking about, or at least I'm talking about professionally, is very transactional. It's the exchange of information. It's not personal whatsoever. It's, this is where I am, this is my status, this is where you are, this is where the bad guy is. And getting that information to, whoever needs it as quickly as possible. Personally, as I already mentioned, I feel like digital communication can augment relationships and lines of communication that are already there, but I feel like you're using it at its best when it's more transactional and information driven. I think for communication that's more personal, more significant, I think that digital communication sort of dilutes that significance and can act as a barrier to effectively communicating what you're trying to communicate. So that's just what I saw personally. That's in broad strokes what I wrote about in my paper. So there's certainly advantages and there's disadvantages to it. It's an inescapable, integral part of my everyday life, and I use it to communicate with everybody in my life. But there are certainly drawbacks, and there are better methods of communication than digital communication. I just think that it's dependent on the context.